Damn it, a different legacy sitcom just beat the Big Bang Theory franchise to my biggest crossover wish. For a decade, the Big Bang Theory universe has been a powerhouse in television comedy. From the geeky brilliance of Sheldon Cooper to the lovable awkwardness of Howard Wolowitz, the show carved its own niche in pop culture and inspired an entire generation to embrace nerd culture unapologetically. Naturally, as a die-hard fan, I've spent years daydreaming about what could be the ultimate crossover episode, one that would unite characters across the vast spectrum of the franchise, from the Big Bang Theory to Young Sheldon, and even spin-offs we hope to see one day. But recently, something happened that left me simultaneously giddy and frustrated. A completely different legacy sitcom just beat the Big Bang Theory universe to the crossover punch I've been waiting for. And yes, I'll admit it, I'm a little salty. My crossover fantasies were simple yet epic. If you know me, you know my imagination doesn't settle for small what-ifs. I've long fantasized about a moment where Sheldon Cooper's rigid obsession with structure collided with a character from a completely different comedic sensibility. Imagine Sheldon being forced to share a room, or worse, a scientific debate, with a character whose worldview defies every ounce of logic. Or picture Howard and Raj attending a scientific conference and finding themselves face to face with someone who out-nerds them entirely. Specifically, my crossover dream involved young Sheldon meeting someone from a contemporary, intellectually charged sitcom. I imagined dialogues filled with subtle scientific references, awkward social encounters, and the kind of meta humor that only the Big Bang Theory writers could craft. I was ready for the ultimate meeting of nerd minds, the kind of television moment that would make fans like me squeal and rewatch the episode dozens of times. And then someone else did it first. The sitcom that shocked me. The sitcom in question isn't even a geek show in the traditional sense. It's a legacy series, one of those shows that defined a generation long before anyone thought to make a nerdy sitcom a cultural phenomenon. I won't spoil all the details for people who might want to stumble into it fresh, but let's just say it involved a blend of quirky family dynamics, over-the-top workplace comedy, and a plot twist that was so audacious, I audibly groaned at my TV. What stunned me most wasn't just the crossover itself, it was how seamlessly the writers managed to integrate characters from entirely different narrative universes. The show respected the original characters' quirks, maintained their core personalities, and yet managed to extract fresh humor from their interactions. In other words, it did exactly what I've been craving from the Big Bang Theory universe for years. And here's the kicker. My beloved Sheldon Cooper wasn't even in this scenario. My crossover wish, the one I've been nurturing for over a decade, was technically stolen by another show. Why it hurts, but also excites me. Part of me is disappointed because, well, it should have been our crossover. The Big Bang Theory franchise has a rich tapestry of interconnected storylines, from Sheldon's childhood in Texas to Amy's neurobiological brilliance, and from Leonard's sarcastic pragmatism to Penny's irreverent charm. The show has everything you'd need for a crossover that could break the internet. Multi-generational appeal, nerd culture references, and a built-in audience who would lose their minds if characters from multiple spin-offs collided. Yet, the other part of me is secretly thrilled. Why? Because this new sitcom proved that it's possible. Crossovers don't need to be limited to superhero universes or comic book adaptations. They can be executed in a way that honors the characters, respects the audience, and delivers comedy that's both smart and surprising. Watching this other show pull it off made me realize that the potential for the Big Bang Theory universe isn't just alive, it's waiting. In a way, this is motivating. It's like seeing someone run the exact race you've been training for, realizing they set the bar, and then thinking, okay, now it's my turn to crush it even bigger. The anatomy of a perfect crossover, to understand why this other sitcom succeeded where the Big Bang Theory hasn't. I had to break down what makes a crossover truly special. There are several elements. 1. Character integrity. Characters must remain true to who they are. Sheldon Cooper's obsessive quirks, Amy's dry intellect, and Leonard's sarcasm aren't just personality traits, they are narrative engines. If a crossover dilutes them for the sake of convenience, it fails. The other show nailed this. Every line, every reaction felt authentic to the character's original series. 2. Narrative chemistry. The characters' interactions have to create a new dynamic, not just feel like a fan service. Forced humor or awkward pairings can sink a crossover. The other sitcom created believable tension and camaraderie, making me wish my heroes from the Big Bang Theory could step into that world. 3. Meta humor. Crossovers are the perfect opportunity to wink at the audience. Clever nods, inside jokes, and subtle references make a crossover feel like a reward for loyal viewers. The other sitcom leaned into this expertly, making fans of both universes feel included without over-explaining the joke. For high stakes even in comedy, a crossover isn't just a casual hangout, it's a narrative event. Whether it's a contest, a competition, or a crisis, there needs to be a reason for these worlds to collide. Without stakes, it's just a gimmick. The new show created stakes that were both comedic and meaningful, which is why the episode resonated so strongly. I couldn't help but think about what the Big Bang Theory could do with these same elements. A Sheldon-esque character meeting someone from a different comedic tradition could yield endless humor. Or consider Leonard and Penny navigating a surreal, science-adjacent scenario that challenges both their intellects and their patience. The possibilities are endless. The fan perspective, expectation versus reality, here's the rub. Fans like me tend to build very specific expectations. Over years, we imagine dream crossovers, perfect dialogue, and flawless comedic timing. When reality delivers something similar, but not from the franchise we love, we feel a mix of jealousy and awe. In this case, I spent so many nights envisioning Sheldon's precise eye rolls clashing with an equally precise, but completely different, comedic sensibility. I pictured Howard trying to impress someone who outgeeks him, and Raj awkwardly navigating a social minefield. I even imagined Amy and Bernadette forming a hilarious intellectual duo that could rival any comedy team. And then, another show swooped in and executed a parallel idea that hit all the beats I'd hoped for. It's frustrating, but also exhilarating. It shows that the Big Bang Theory universe still has untapped potential. It also proves that what seems impossible, merging worlds, bending character arcs, and delivering something fresh, is very much achievable. Why I still believe in the Big Bang Theory crossover, despite my initial disappointment, my faith in the Big Bang Theory's potential hasn't wavered. The franchise has proven it can handle complex narrative structures, clever humor, and character-driven storytelling. The trick now is for the writers, producers, and even streaming networks to see the opportunity and take the leap. A proper crossover doesn't need to be canon-heavy. It doesn't need to force every character into a rigid plot. It just needs to honor what fans love while creating something unexpected. Picture a young Sheldon storyline intersecting with a college-level science experiment, a corporate mishap, or even another beloved sitcom's universe. The comedic potential is limitless. Moreover, the showrunners could lean into the meta nature of such a crossover. They could reference past episodes, poke fun at fan expectations, and even allow characters to react to the absurdity of the situation. Sheldon's pedantic precision juxtaposed against chaos, Leonard's sarcasm clashing with a rival genius, Penny's street-smart pragmatism in a high-concept scenario. Yes, please. Lessons learned from a different sitcom. The biggest takeaway is simple. Crossovers can work if you respect the material. The other legacy sitcom demonstrated that merging worlds isn't. The universe of Sheldon, Leonard, Penny,